destroyed the towers of equipment and started an electrical fire that would burn like a mother. Pleased at all he'd accomplished in so little time, he slid quietly out of the room, down the hall and outside, keeping to the dark. Guns continued to fire, the ongoing distraction giving him time to get out. Shouts and panic ensued. Backup must have arrived. A few explosions added to the chaos, steadily growing. It was like the 4th of July on crack, with fireworks of explosives blowing in random bursts, spattered by less than joyful gunfire. A glance at an overhead skywalk linking the main house to the intelligence headquarters showed Destroyer engaged in close combat with 4 of Chavez's lieutenants. A fellow contractor, Destroyer had been deep undercover for months. The poor mercs working alongside him hadn't expected one of their own to turn on them. But then Destroyer was good like that. He could pass as the baddie 9 times out of 10. While he occupied the guards and Shadow stole their information, Ice would be taking care of Chavez. Shadow would have liked to stick around to help, but the client had priority. Time to hustle to make the drop. 2 hours later, another successful drop accomplished. Yet the pleasure he normally felt for a job well done didn't come. Another dickhead drug dealer, rapist, dictator. Spin the wheel and choose a never-ending swell of villains needing to be swept out from under the rug and drowned in the river of justice. Of vengeance. Shadow wasn't picky when righting the wrongs of this world. But right now he wanted nothing more than to drown himself, in a good beer or tequila, God willing. He found the tiny cantina as shabby and filled with riffraff as it had been when he'd scouted it out earlier. Thankfully, no sign of any major troublemakers. Just the typical drunks and hard-working people of Culiacan wanting a break. "Yo," Destroyer sat down next to him, though Shadow hadn't seen him arrive. "Not bad. You're getting better at being sneaky." Destroyer shrugged. "With a body this big, I gotta start stepping lightly." "Yeah, or he'll end up with my foot up his ass," Ice growled, coming in behind them. Typically difficult to rouse, Ice didn't get upset easily. Shadow raised a brow at Destroyer, who seemed to hunch in on himself. "Aw, come on, man, I said I'm sorry. How was I to know you had him covered? I was just trying to help." He slid a wink at Shadow. Ah, fucking with Ice. Nothing better. "Trying to help, right." Ice took a seat at the table. "I had the merc in my sights when your fat head suddenly got in the way, and I know you knew I was there because I caught that smirk you shot me. It's like you're trying to see how far you can push me before I kill you." Destroyer shrugged, and Shadow had to wonder if the guy had a death wish. No one screwed with Ice. The business's #1 hitman had a reputation for being as cold as his namesake. Ice sighed. "I'm too tired to deal with you. How about you buy a round of drinks and attempt to placate me?" "Oh, big words. Sure thing, buddy." Destroyer grinned, knowing they were never to use code names in public. "So, Noel, what'll you have?" Noel's gaze was on someone by the bar. "I think I'm in the mood for something smooth. I'll start with some tequila, and not the cheap stuff either." "Like he's reading my mind," Shadow nodded. "What Noel said, Hammer. The good stuff." In civilian circles, Destroyer went by Hammer, short for Hamilton Aston Montgomery III. Talk about a mouthful that didn't seem to fit the giant bruiser Deacon knew. And that's when he saw her. A gorgeous woman with dark hair, dark eyes, and a body made for sin. Shadow grinned. "I could go for some booze and quality downtime, too." "Oh, yeah." "Fine. First bottle's on me," Hammer said with good cheer. The guy was never down. Even if he was covered in gore, he always wore a ready smile. "But you're on your own with the ladies." Hammer made eyes at the chica behind the bar, giving him a flirty look. "Man, I got a good feeling about tonight." Shadow. No, he had to think of himself as Deacon now. Agreed. After easing into a few drinks, enough to take the edge off, but no more than that, he felt ready to relax. Or at least try to relax as best as he could anymore. Mellowed out, he nodded a goodbye to the guys and sought the beauty wanting his company. The woman helped, a few times. But when he woke...